All right, guys, how you doing? We have another legend here. We have Coach Benny White here. He's one of the many guys may know him as King High School's one of the King High School's legends, coaches, and many guys may know him for many of things. But I want to say, Coach, thanks for joining us here on Sweat Equity Stories, where we're all about the grind, the work, and the passion behind the success. And I want to say thank you. So, do you want to let everybody know who you are and who you are and your accomplishments so far?
Well, first of all,
Try not to hit the buttons on the side too.
all right, thanks for having me be a part of your program.
Go ahead. I told. I go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, this, I mean, who I am, still figuring it out sometimes myself, but, just as a man, as a young man born in Detroit, grew up on a street called Lee Place, ran from 12th Street to Byron, a two-block city in the city, and, just grew up in the neighborhood, as being able, as my era of life, being able to enjoy life, the neighbors, playground, boys club. So I've been blessed to have a good childhood, man. And went to Northern High School, and uh, which was a great time in my life. Friends, sports, girls, music, just the whole thing. So I'm here now as dean of students at Western High School. My third year. This is my going on my fourth year here, and so it's been a circle, but it's still moving. The circle is still moving, and I'm still evolving. Family, friends, working on my golf game, and just trying to be the best example I can for people, but certainly young people, in terms of just trying to be a good person, but try to get to a point to have a quality life. So.
So, Coach, so like when I first seen you, I was telling you about just about how I knew you because I didn't play for you. I didn't know you. I played for you, but I hear so many stories about different guys that I come across. Even some of my friends, Dre Baker, Curtis Stevens, and around that Ramar Smith time for you. Like a lot of those guys was talking about how it was, and like I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it up close and personal playing it. So, just can you kind of tell us like your coaching accomplishments, and just kind of talk about the accomplishments that you had coaching, coaching the game of basketball?
Well, I think my greatest accomplishment is that I've been able to be present. I've been able to use the game of basketball to touch lives, be in people's lives, not just theirs, but for them to be in mine too.
Mm.
Basketball has done a whole lot for me, not just in regards of getting out the neighborhood, uh, traveling, meeting friends, eventually being in a profession to make money. So basketball has been a lot. Coaching was something that I didn't really see myself doing, but because I knew a lot about basketball and I love being around young people, I thought it went together. So it's something that I decided I wanted to get into.
Mm.
Um, so my philosophy in coaching was really try to teach life through basketball.
Ooh.
I would never pursue it to like become one of the greatest coaches. I worked hard at it. I gave it my best. I know winning is championships is like what people think is the ultimate goal, but my goal was to have an impact on young people's lives, whether they was on the team or around the team. And I thank God. Not that I know what He would say, but I would think He would say, "Well done." I've done my best, and I continue to do that. So, yeah.
Especially when you hear your name go around so much, and you're very beloved by your peers and by the guys that you coach. That goes without saying. But coach, you can brag a little bit. How many championships do you have? How many championships do you have? Do you have championships? Like brag about some of the like what about some of those do you have personal championships, and like how about your coaching championships?
My championships are not as many as I think people think they are because I think my programs always competed. They always played at a quality level of basketball. We did win some championships along the way. Never got a state championship. Won a city. Was in some other city championships as a Detroit public school coach, but um, In college, I was assistant coach. Never. Well, when I was at UAD, we won the what was it league that time? They changed it, but with UAD, was our coach with Perry Watson. We won our first
Hmm.
year there. We won the division championship, or the tournament.
Not the Horizon League, right?
It wasn't Horizon at that time. I forgot what it was called.
Okay.
It'll come to me. But
Okay.
we won the tournament championship, but because it was our first year in the league, we couldn't go to the NC2A tournament. My first year, Coach Rob Murphy at Eastern Michigan, we won the West MAC championship. So a part of, I guess, championship from a standpoint of getting rings, getting recognition.
Hmm.
But again, my championship really through the game is just been the people and the relationships. Um, that's that's my real win. I think that again, God has allowed basketball to be a part of my life. That I got friends like friends, just through the game, and that's my real win, man. So
Mm. Mm, no.
yeah.
Coach, that's a ooh wow. That's how you talk that talk. So you say you played for Northern. So you played there when Derek Coleman was there?
No, I'm 15 years older than D. So
Okay.
Derek
You
can't.
paved the way for Derek.
Well, people could say that, but I was there. There's people that before me that got down too. So everybody have their time and their era. I played for Coach Harrison, who Derek played for. I was in 11th grade when Coach Harrison came over, and so I was probably be his first class of players. Derek was from the same neighborhood I was from, so as a big brother, I call myself his little big brother.
Mm-hmm.
Um, was able to be in his life, be able to get him to understand the path that he could take to become not just a good basketball player. He's taken it to a whole nother level in terms of impacting his community, but just what basketball could do for you. And he grabbed hold to it, um, and took it. It took it a long way, and to the day takes it another way. So I was there before D, but we were part of the same family for sure.
That's a fact. I mean, looking at this, because like I coach as well. Like this coaching is like a fraternity, and well, everybody don't look at it that way, but that's how I look at it, and I view it as like we're all like brothers from a different mother. Like honestly, I feel like we all got something in common. We all can come together some type of way.
Hmm.
So like I look at it just talking on that standpoint. So like if I was to walk into your practice from just give me some scenarios. If I was to walk into your practice, because you've played for a lot of like you've did like a lot of different eras. Like you played like you was coaching in our era, like my era is the '05 era, and how long have you been coaching for?
Uh, I get asked that question sometimes. I have to always stop to count them, but I would say at least 30 something, man.
Oh,
I've been in the game. I've been in the game at least 30 something in some way or another. Either as a coach, assistant coach. I did some scouting with the Pistons.
wow.
I've run basketball camps. We did couple weeks of Greg Kelsey's camp this summer. I've been
Mm,
with Greg. He's been doing it over 30 some years.
definitely.
Directed my own Magic Johnson. So camps have been a part of my life. I grew up in Dave Bean's camp
Mm,
in the Pennsylvania. So basketball again is me. Um, so that's kind of where I daily. Right now, I referee a little bit.
mm,
Again, I do camps. I watch games. I enjoy. So sometimes I get a chance to go to some guys' practices and either watch and implement or give suggestions to them. So just trying to continue to stay around it as much as I can without it dominating my life.
but to me, where did it start? I know you told me that you didn't. I mean, of course, it may started with you playing the game, but where did it start? Like you say, you didn't. You said earlier that you didn't see yourself coaching, and you didn't see it. So what gave you that itch? Like, or what say I'm gonna go this route? And where was the beginning? Did you start with Pal? Did you start with just a couple of little young guys you seen that needed some help? Where did it start?
Mm. For me, it started at the boys' club. I used to go to the boys' club, the Winger building. Started when I was about 7 years old,
Mm.
and there was guys that were there playing older than me that I used to watch, admire. and started to try to emulate Cookie Marsh. We had guys Frankie Clark, James Floyd. It was some guys that could have played professional ball. Um, so I started watching basketball at an early age, and started playing at an early age. And once I got involved, I started playing baseball really, but basketball became more what I really enjoyed doing. I used to tell people because there wasn't no girls at the baseball games, but it was more so because of the passion of basketball. I always say, I think it's a sport that God invented for black boys in America, uh, to give us not just something to do, but something with purpose. Didn't cost money. You can play by yourself, and you can go on and go to school. You know, now guys get paid money for it, so it allows you to travel. So
Mm.
for me, I picked it up early. Um, like I said, once I got out of college and realized my playing days was over, it was the decision to decide what I wanted to do. One of the Big Ten referees, Art Whitehead, talked to me about becoming an official. Uh, I didn't want to do that. Looking back, I kind of maybe wish I would have, because it was a way to stay in the game, around the game. But coaching, I think, has been the route God wanted me to go, because of the lives I've been able to be around, and the young people I've been able to be around. So for me, that's really it. I wanted to coach to, not because I thought I knew a whole lot about how to coach, but more I knew I wanted to be around young people, and basketball gave me that opportunity.
Can you like give us like a timeline of your coaching's journey? What year were you at King? Because I know last uh your last go around at coaching, you were at Groves, Birmingham Groves. So can you just give us a timeline on, if you can, if you can go back into the, if you can go back to the memory bank, give us a timeline on when did you start King, how many years were you at King, and were you somewhere else before that, and yeah.
Yeah, well, the timeline goes back, man. Like I said, I'm blessed to be able to say I'm 71 years old,
Oh wow.
but I say that meaning that,
Black don't crack.
yeah, I think the timeline for me, coaching wise, uh, probably probably. I mean, I used to coach at basketball camps, but officially I was graduate assistant coach with Judd Heathcote at Michigan State. That was my first official coaching assignment. Next, I mean, my resume is kind of all over. I went to Wayne State with Vernon Payne the next year. I went to University of Detroit with Smokey Gaines the following year. Got out of it for 6 years and worked with Dave Bing at the steel company. Jumped back into it at Albion College as an assistant with Mike Turner. From there, I went to San Jose State, Stan Morrison. Back to Detroit. Got on with Perry Watson at UAD. Um, Left UAD and went to King High School. Um,
So
so that's when
wait. So
I got.
before you talk about King High School, I'm sorry about interrupting you.
Hmm.
Were it seemed like it seemed like you like not hopping around, but you were trying to. It seemed like you were trying to go for to be a college coach. Were you trying to be a college coach first?
Yeah, well, that became my goal because that it paid more. So that became my goal. If I was going to coach, what level I thought I could coach at, and so forth. So college I thought was a good place because you dealt with high school young people,
Hmm.
but you also help young people mature and take it to the next level too.
Mm.
So I thought college would be a good area for me to get involved in. And no, time is still on my side, but um, the race has been good. You know, sometimes you have to realize that certain paths that you want to take, you're not meant to take.
Mm.
Um, and so I ran a good race, but I kept it balanced. And one thing I found with coaching, uh, at any level, if you're gonna do a good job of coaching, you're going to lose family, friends, opportunities because you're coaching, and
Mm.
coaching takes a whole lot out of you.
Mm.
So I always try to keep a balance with it. And with that, I think it stopped me from like really jumping all the way in and pursuing to become a head college coach. I mean, it's not like I didn't work at it, I didn't desire to it, but the door never opened
Hmm.
at this point, and I think it has a lot to do with trying to balance my life
Mm.
and not get lost up in the coaching profession per se. Because I've seen guys get in and lose their families and you know don't have the memories, and children don't like them, and so forth.
Hmm.
But it's been good to me. You know, I mean, again,
So starting at
yeah,
King, so then,
started at King. All
so
right.
so at King, how long were you there, and then how long did that transition to the next stages in your,
Uh,
as far as in once you knew you were done, not done, but once you knew that
mhm.
college wasn't your calling, and that you've embarked on King.
Mhm.
How long did that go? What, like, how was King before you got there? How was King High School before you got there?
Mhm.
And just tell us about that journey.
Well, again, I went to King in '95. I was with Coach Watson at UAD for a couple years before that. Uh, I decided to step out because I always wanted to. I was intrigued about high school coaching. John Wooden, who I'd never met, but was just my idol in terms of coaching as a man, love for God, his love for reading, uh, love for winning. Winning, not so much games, but winning because he was a man who he felt that if you did your best, then you have success.
Mm.
So I wanted to take that mantra. Will Robinson, great high school coach, Perry Watson. I mean, guys that I knew that were great coaches had a high school experience.
Mm.
So I stepped out, and when I heard the King job was open, and jumped on and interviewed and got it. It wasn't a tough decision. I just felt like it was the way God was calling me.
Mm.
But to leave a college job that I was making, money to take. I just got married.
Mm.
To jump back into something that, I didn't have a teacher certificate. But anyway, I worked it. God
Mm.
allowed me to work it. Um, but so in '95, and I was there for 15 years. My plan was to go over there for a couple years, get the experience of being around young people, and take that with me to back to college.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the ladies there I learned from, she said, and we've heard that saying since then, but the first time I heard it, you want to make God laugh, tell him about your plans.
Mm-hmm.
So she shared that with me, and I've seen how funny it is and how true it is. So I was there 15 years, again with the plan of going there for a couple, but I couldn't trade it, but I wouldn't because it was one of the best areas of my life to be
Mm.
over at King and to be around not just the students, but the staff and the culture and the people. It was a great moment of life, and it went by so fast. And then from there, I left King and what did I go? I left King and I went to the mayor's office. Started working with Mayor Bean at
Mm.
the mayor's office for a couple of years, and then I, from being there 2 years, I got an opportunity to go with Rob Murphy back to Eastern Michigan. So I've been in and out of college coaching like 3 or 4 times, which doesn't happen. I would almost say for any. Once you in it, you in, and once you out, you usually out. But I had 2 or 3 opportunities, 3 or 4 opportunities to get out and get back in. So that's kind of. But King, I know most people in this city, especially younger people like yourself, know me from that era and that time, and it was a good time of life. You know what I'm saying?
Your name definitely ring a bell.
Yeah. Well, again, I think more so from winning championship or ring a bell, or people respect me more so because of the love that I have for them, or love I have for our people, our community. That so you see me, you gonna see me.
Mm.
I ain't gonna be one way today and another way the other day. So you know who I am, you know what you're gonna get, and I think that's where the respect comes from. No, so.
Ooh, I like to hear that, Coach. Okay, okay. So if I was to walk into your practice, um, or any time you had with any of your players, what's one word your players would use to describe you?
Good question. I, I would hope to say fair, but I look back now, and there's some that would feel that I wasn't, but I understand that. Being a coach, as I always say, like pimping, it ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? It ain't easy at all because you're dealing with people's lives. You're dealing with family who children, So, but overall, if you lined up, just say 100 young people that God gave me a chance to be involved with, I would like to say all of them say that Coach White was fair, Coach White was cool. Coach White, tried to help me become a better person. So I think that would be it. Hopefully, Coach White showed me the importance of how to have God in your life.
Mm,
That was one of our mantras. On usually in the huddle was 1, 2, 3, God is good.
mm.
So that was it. I just think it's important for people, but certainly young people, to understand how important it is to have the Lord in your life, and hopefully I set an example of that more than anything else. But again, whether they echo that, I think if you ask them, they would. But I would think they would probably say Coach White was cool, man.
Mm,
So
mm.
yeah.
So cool and fair, cool and fair. I like that, Coach. That's very good to hear. So your coaching style, like, who was your favorite NBA player growing up?
I had a lot of them. I flip flop. I was an Oscar Robertson dude, Lenny Wilkins,
Oh,
Guy Rogers. I liked all the little fellas, because I liked to watch them and emulate them, from Tiny Archibald to, I even caught a little bit of Bob Cousy. I was still young enough to catch some of that. But then Dave Bean came to Detroit, and he became one of my favorite NBA players. And then just get a chance to meet him and get to know him, become your big brother. That's like a dream, a miracle come true. I tell people that'd be like somebody say, I want to meet Steph Curry. And not only do you meet him, he become like your mentor. So Dave became that to me, my favorite player. But I had a lot of them, man. Like I said, I like Lou Hudson, Elgin Baylor. I can go on. I even used to try to be Will Chamberlain. What I'm saying? So whatever I saw, I went outside and tried to emulate and try to do. So
mm.
I think when people saw me play, uh, they knew they was getting ready to see somebody that understood basketball, because I tried to pick up something from everybody.
Mm.
Yeah.
So do you still watch the game today?
Oh, of course. Some of my friends say they can't watch NBA basketball as much because it's just 3-point shooting and so on and so forth. Guys making too much money, whatever. But to me, basketball is basketball. You know what I'm saying? I mean, their fundamentals today is different than fundamentals of old, but it's still fundamentals, and the game is still a exciting game. So yeah, I still watch it.
So how do your generation feel about this generation today? Like, I know you just said your guys say they shoot a lot of threes. Like, are you guys like, man, where's this game going? Like how do you guys feel about the game today compared to where it was then?
Well, I think that's what I was saying. I think most people, if you saw basketball in a different era before this, it's changed. Sometimes not maybe exciting to some,
Okay.
because whatever, the ball don't go inside, guys dribble too much, different things. But again, you have to appreciate the creativity of the day's game, just like life. The life has changed. So I always tell them, how do you expect the game not to change? In
Mm.
most cases, life hasn't changed for the best or better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever you want to, education or medical or food or friend. I mean, things have changed and they will continue, but sometimes the change is always not better. And I think sometimes because of the things around us, like I was telling the guy, he was talking about a car the other day, and I'm like, he, how cheap they make them, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, so you can't compare today's car to old school car with real steel bumpers and steel hood. I mean, so things continue to change.
I mean, but they do right. Some things are cheaper some things are cheaperly made, like houses and stuff is from as far as in now as far as in back in the day. So they got some little right to complain.
Exactly. Well, and so I'm saying, but so you use housing, so the housing materials are totally different, and changed, and it's not better. No. So I always say, what make us think that the basketball is supposed to be better? If nothing around us is better, we think that's supposed to just stay,
Yeah.
keep getting better. I mean, so I think it's just the life we live, the times we in, where young people play sports. Very few dedicate themselves to it. Some play it, where before it was like the means to an end, or you have no other options.
Mm.
Young people have a lot of different options today,
Mm.
and they don't have to spend that kind of time to really become the best. In this case, we're talking basketball, but the best athlete, best whatever, because of the choices that they have. You know.
I like to hear that, Coach. Okay, so as far as you can just ask one more question, who is one of your favorites today in the NBA?
I got a few of them. It's hard not to like any of them that I like. Shea is the top of the chain right now. I mean,
Mm,
he's proved that to everybody. He had an MJ kind of year this past season. Um, One of my favorites to watch. Again, I'm a little fella, so um, certainly Kyrie,
mm,
Steph,
mm,
Dame Lillard.
mm.
Um, so I mean that's, but you got other guys that get down
Yeah.
that I enjoy watching playing too. So I mean there's a lot of young guys coming on now. The young fella from Oklahoma was Jalen,
Mm,
uh, Jay Will. His game is to me is like so solid. He kind of quiet, but he assassin at the same time.
mm.
Um, I mean, it's some guys in the league can play. I mean, the top guys you gotta love. I didn't mention LeBron. I mean, who has at this point cemented himself as one of the greatest players of all times. And so, the list go on, man. It's a lot of good players, man. But right now, if you line it up, uh, my son asked me that the other day, like, who would I like watching? And normally, if Steph on, I'ma watch. If Dame Lillard on, I'ma watch. Uh, Little guys to get at you.
Mm.
So that's kind of it, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So so take us back. I know you said earlier about where you grew up. Like, where did you grow up, and how was life like for you as a kid?
As I said earlier, man, I look back at it. I've been blessed, man. I had a great childhood. I grew up in the middle of the city. Um, I grew up like be 100 yards from the 12th Street riot in '67. I was what 13. I went to Northern High School, which had a reputation at that time for being one of the toughest schools in the city in terms of uh, not just athletics, academics, but more so from street standpoint. You had a lot of real gangsters who went to those schools. So I grew up in an era where life was real, but for me it was sweet because again, as we had things to do after school. We had recreation centers, after school programs, church programs, playground, again the boys club. So not nothing like young people today that don't have opportunities to go nowhere and feel safe and do things. So I
Mm,
think I came up in one of the greatest times for a black boy in this country, regardless of being able to have opportunities. Well, my dad couldn't, certainly his granddad and those before that didn't have opportunities to go to school. Some might go deep enough in it they couldn't read, so get killed for reading. So
mm, mm,
so my time was good. Now I wouldn't want to be in this generation either. I look at young people and it's like I feel bad for them because they can't enjoy their childhood. I just tell that some of the students here, we used to steal pop from the pop truck every Saturday. He
mm-hmm.
knew we were gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. But the day you do that and your life could be over. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So it's just a different time. But my childhood it was sweet, man. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. Yeah, you look back at it and wasn't a whole lot. It was on welfare and you ate this and you didn't wasn't no car, wasn't no TV. I mean things changed where you finally got TV in the house or so forth. But uh, you had love, you
ooh, I knew
had
you was gonna say that.
community, you had family. So it made up. So you went out and used your imagination. You know what I'm saying? And so it was a good time of life. One that again I thank God that I was able to be a part of in this world, man. To come up the times I did, and say when it come to basketball, to see Spencer Haywoods and Ralph Simpsons and
Mm,
got
mm,
I miss Reggie. Some of the big names, but it was a lot of guys. Sometimes guys you hear of, but there's a lot of guys in between that you never heard of that was really special too.
mm.
Uh, So to be able to catch that, George Gervin is a friend of mine, man.
Oh
But to
wow.
see him in high school and throughout his college and pro life, um, so my childhood was like it was off the chain, man, in
Oh
terms
wow.
of just being able to enjoy life and explore life. You know what I'm saying? From singing to music, I couldn't sing, but I used to act like I could. Uh,
Come on, man. You sound like you could
yeah,
sing.
like nah. I was a
Yeah.
background singer.
Hey, sing it. Hey, man,
But
trust
you
me, you
just
can
had a
sing.
chance, with the music, the Motown being here, which was around the corner for me,
Mm.
the Hitsville, and but just being able to be a part of stuff, going skating and all them things, man. So,
Mm. I know you know.
yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about for sure. Man, 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 man. So, who or what? I know you say you started playing basketball when you were 7. Like, who or what introduced you to the game of basketball?
I could keep going back to the boys club,
Okay.
boys club exposed me and all the guys that had a chance to be a part of boys club to life. We had some mentors there, Mr. Hoover, uh, Leroy Bogard, guys that just took our lot took.
Leroy Borgard
Yeah,
went to
he's a
where?
veteran. He's a
I know
veteran.
Bogart. I know Bogart. What? Bogart gave me the wood several times.
Come on, well, Bogart was my first. I'll show you a picture
Oh
when we get
wow,
off
that's
the
my
phone.
dude.
I got a picture in on my phone of the first team I was on. He was a coach.
Basketball?
Yeah, yeah, I
Oh
got a
wow, he
picture.
was a football guy at
Uh,
Kettering, because I graduated from Kettering. He was a
yeah.
football guy.
Oh
He was
yeah.
hard nosed guy. He used to walk around with that wood,
Oh
and
yeah.
you get a D or F. He putting that thing on you.
Yeah. Well, we hit in the neighborhood. He was called Babe Bruh. Um, but he was everything, man. He coached basketball, he coached
Oh
swimming,
wow.
baseball. I played baseball for his team. He was that dude, man, that came back from the service and tried to change, not try, excuse me, change and affected so many lives, man. Yeah, so he was instrumental uh, for me at that time. He saw something in me, and he brought me up to the bigger group, and I hung and I made it, and so he's always been such a big pillar in my life. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
yeah, so
crazy.
yeah, yeah,
Bogart.
yeah. But he
Wow.
he ain't hit us with the wood. He hit us with those knuckles.
Oh. Oh
he,
my God. He used to
he,
have us in that weight room. Come on, hit, come on,
yeah,
hit that bench. Hit it,
yeah,
hit it.
yeah.
Oh man, I can't believe you know
Yeah.
Bogart.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
That's
It was
crazy.
the Bogarts, man. All 17 of them.
Wait, so it's a whole. Oh, I mean, oh, you said 17 of them. Wow.
Yeah,
It's a whole chain load of them
yeah,
tough dudes. He's a tough. He one of them guys who I remember. Man, Bogart used to be like, he'll call your parents. He just tell you, talk to you like he your daddy.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But you respected him, and he walked around like he was very man, I can't believe I'm just sorry. I'm
It's
thrown
all
off
right,
by this. You
man.
know,
No,
Bogart. It's like
no,
wow,
no,
Bogart was a staple at
no.
Kettering High School.
Yeah, I know.
Like whoever went to Kettering High School, they know Bogart.
That's right.
Like that's
That's
a
right.
fact. If you
That's
play
right.
football, for sure you know Bogart. He was on your tail.
Yeah.
Oh
He
my
coached
God.
the baseball, everything.
Oh
Hoop
my.
coach. He was a
That's
special man. He
that's
was a
crazy. I
special
know he's a hoop
man.
coach. Okay, so what did hard work mean to you back then compared to what it means now?
Mm. I think it means the same, really. I mean, hard work is hard work. I think that the self-discipline to put the hard work in is certainly different.
Mm.
Again, I think young people have so many distractions and sometimes no direction or no mentors. We talk about, people like, Coach Bogart, um, that men in their life that would be able to hold them to a standard and expectations and not only have the expectations but come with you to make sure that you got it done. So if you're gonna do 100 push-ups, I'm gonna be right here counting them out for you.
Mm.
I think
Mm.
I think the difference now is the young people they 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 haven't brought up to work hard at anything. So it's like sometimes we want them to be a certain way, but how can they when they really haven't had to be? I
Mm.
want you to work hard. Well, I haven't had to work hard for what?
Mm.
I mean, for what? I got everything pretty much I want without working for it.
So you trying to say
Yeah. So if I'm not naturally talented, then the hard work part is doesn't take me. That's why to me our basketball has changed because you have a few guys that's talented that go out and show that they can play, but the guys that aren't really gifted could still be great players, but they don't put the work in, so therefore they never become really good players. Like I wasn't a talented dude. I'm small, wasn't fast, didn't jump. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have no, but I had a passion for the game that exceeded everybody else's. So that caused the hard work. That became I'm gonna get out and dribble in the middle of the street and dodge cars, or I'm gonna run to school with my basketball. I'm gonna touch all the street signs I can touch. On the way. Jump over. Just using creativity to work hard. And then my goal became once I realized that basketball can get you a scholarship. That became my goal to try to get me one. So I think the hard work is hard work, but I think young people just don't understand it because they never really had to do it. The ones that see it and want it,
had
put
to do it like what at home?
yeah, at home. I mean, it starts at home, but it goes throughout your day. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we used to run to school or get on a track team like not play more than one sport. I mean, even if you're in the sports you play more than one. Um, so I think just the hard work of knowing that you need to do your 100 plus push-ups a day. Uh, you need to run cross country if you're playing basketball, play football. I just think the hard work part of going home was gonna be school work too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes school come easy for young people, so they just gonna do just enough just to do enough.
Mm.
But just putting the work in, I think is just something that they don't do, and a lot of times it's because they don't see it either. So it's like
Mm.
how you want me to do something that I don't really see nobody
Mm.
else doing.
Mm.
If I don't have a dad at home or a man in my life getting up and going to work every day and putting it in and and doing things, then what does that mean to me? You know what I'm saying? So
It is tough.
so
It be
yeah,
tough one.
yeah.
But even how you said like you had imagination. You said your parents and your parents couldn't have the education that they had, so you had to have the imagination. They didn't see it, so that didn't mean that your parents was gonna not see it. You have to have the imagination to go
Mm,
further, to
mm,
do more,
mm,
to overcome. So that's got to be something. I mean, you can see it or not see it sometimes, but sometimes it's got to be within you to want to become something with your life.
yeah, that's true. You got that's your imagination. For me, it became prayers. Um, I grew up in the house with my grandmother, and that's really what she did. She read the Bible, she prayed, stayed on her knees, and as I got older, I realized that I understood why she did that. Um, but the imagination part comes from you having to make a choice. You see things in your life. You see guys stealing cars, you see guys selling dope, you see guys chasing girls, you see guys drinking wine, you see a man going to work, you see a postman, you see a guy. You see different people, like you mentioned to me earlier. You see different men in your life, and then you make a choice of which one you think you want to emulate. What can you take from this one, what can you take from that one, to make it become a part of you. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? So if I like the way he dressed, then let me start working on what how I'm gonna dress. If I'm saying if I whatever you see in a man, and you try to take some of the good and extract that to make it become a part of your life, or the other way, you see somebody doing things that I won't say ain't right. It ain't right because it leads to another quality life when you hustle, when you do things that you're just trying to get a quick uh,
Quick, quick fix.
yeah, quick fix. I want to say, but just a shortcut. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You want to get it right now, and any way I can get it, I'm gonna get it. It usually ends up to where even after you get it, it still end up being nothing.
Mm.
So I think the only way that you can have a quality life is to put your hands and trust in God and live it out, walk it out. And love on your family and love on your brothers and sisters
Mm.
and go from there. That's mine. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see it no other way.
Okay. Okay. So uh Um, so you already kind of walk us through. You already walked us through your playing career, and so who was your style like on the court?
Mm, I think because as I said earlier, I watched little everybody. I tried to imitate. I tried to be like people I knew I couldn't be. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
like you told me what chamber earlier. I said.
I'm just saying, but I'm gonna get out in the backyard or in the house, the basement, and I'm gonna act like I'm finger rolling. I'm gonna act like I'm gonna throw hooks or something. We had rim. I had like a little crate in the backyard. I'm gonna dunk like Wilt. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, so I imitated a little everybody, the people that I couldn't even be like. One of the greatest high school players that I know came through Detroit, not just because he's from my era, because he could play, was Robert Bubba Hawkins. And Bubba played at Persian High School.
Mm.
And Bubba about 6'4", uh, stud, but he's left-handed. And I used to try to imitate Bubba. Even we was the same class, but he just had that kind of game. So me, him, and Eric Money, who ended up playing Kettering. Kettering,
Yeah, I heard.
great.
I must say, I heard
Yeah,
that
yeah,
name. I
yeah,
heard
yeah,
that
yeah.
name. Like
Kettering,
name that.
Kettering, great NBA. We were all tight, but I'll pick up something from them. So I had all kind of things in my game. When I look back at it, as to what kind of player was I, it's like it depends on what game, what moment. You're gonna see me boxing out. You're gonna see me. If I could say if, because this is a big fella's game. You know what I'm saying? To be a little fella, you gotta be exceptional.
Hmm.
And I think my exception came from the passion that I had and the knowledge that I had about being a player.
Hmm.
Uh, but I used to play with the ball, without the ball, pretty much whatever it came called for, I was going to try to do. Now I couldn't do some of the big fella things uh, well, but I'm gonna rebound. I'm gonna do a little everything. So
Getting down and
yeah,
dirty.
yeah.
Getting down and dirty. I love to hear that one.
Hmm.
Okay. So do you remember? Hmm, so so basically, if we were to look at your old game footage, we will see what hustle, flash, leadership, or will we see all three?
Yeah, all that. All that. Some flash. I had some in me. I saw guys. I caught a little bit of Kurt Jones, who you couldn't emulate him, but you could pick up some imagination from him. We had a guy in our neighborhood played high school ball, Frankie Clark. Guys that was like crazy exceptional with flash and being able to put that thing on the string and hit you in the head if you weren't looking. Uh, don't see that anymore. That's kind of seemed like gone from basketball.
That was
Uh,
an and one for a little
yeah, yeah, and one,
bit.
yeah, and one. Halliburton got a little bit in him, fundamentally. I mean, but not to the extent them two guys I'm talking about. Um, but no, I think I carried a little everything. I can shoot the ball decent. I play hard. Um, again, I get a chance older now to look back at life and different times of my life, and I had a little area where I was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And I thank God for that, and I appreciate that. And I know if anybody was around to see that, recognize that. So.
I definitely would love to see it. I definitely would love to see it for sure. So, at what point? Okay, you already told me at one point you knew you was coaching was when you knew that. Okay, okay. So what was what was there a specific moments or player that confirmed for you, like, yeah, this is why I coach,
Mm.
or players, because you've had so many players over this time. Was there players or moments like, you know what? This is why. This is why. This is why I do what I do.
Well, I think that could be at different levels. For a guy to be a good player, have gifts, go on to use those gifts to get him college scholarships, to continue to play basketball and go to school and get a degree. Um, those make you feel like I'm glad I was instrumental, being a part of that young person's life. But also, you have those that probably shouldn't have even been on the team. That you had, and you became a part of their life, and they're going on to be quality people, whether they're chefs or whether they're cutting hair or whether they're starting their own businesses and different things. wasn't the greatest basketball players, but going on to have a quality life, and that's kind of
Mm.
what I was always wanting to try to inspire, help any of them, to go on to, because I know if you don't get to a certain to and through a certain part of your life, then it's hard for it to become a quality life.
Mm.
And to me, it's like fundamentals of basketball. You gotta have some fundamentals of life to be able to know how to navigate yourself through it. When things don't go like your plan or like you hope, or using different things as an excuse, like you shared with me earlier. You can use that as an excuse to not not be,
Yeah.
but you shouldn't, because your life not gonna be quality.
What's the
So
point of that?
yeah, what's the point of that? You know what I'm saying? But you can use it as an excuse, and when you use it as an excuse,
It's just on you.
yeah, it's on you, and your life is not gonna be happy, a healthy life. You know what I'm saying? Not just for you, but you messing around and have children. It's not gonna be for them. So I think the fundamentals you have to receive in terms of a life I was able to do for a lot of young people. Again, trying to be the best example more than I'm being able to tell you,
Mm.
how you should be, what you should do, and
Mm.
so that becomes a part of, because I see people from King High School from that time I was there, even young ladies, that would say, how important I was to them at that time in their lives, and everything. So it kind of goes beyond the basketball part. Again, basketball has always been the vehicle for me, but a lot of us here, sports really, to be able to have a good life, a quality life, as I always say, and be able to touch some other people's lives.
Oh man.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I told you earlier. I've always heard of, like, not just from my friends, but from many of circles.
Yeah.
Beanie White, Coach Beanie White. Oh, Beanie White, Beanie White, Beanie White. So that's just got to be. Sorry about just saying your name like that, but like that's how people say
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah,
name.
yeah,
Your name.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
My name,
Coach Beanie
my
White.
first
Okay,
name,
okay, yeah.
my first name normally go together. Most people in my life call me Benny White. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? I
yeah.
got some B Whites, White Boy or whatever, but mostly if I hear my first name, my last name probably come with it. So
No
I
effects.
receive that.
So how does so when you hear the and we got a few more questions because I got to go ahead and get to what's on. So when you hear the phrase sweat equity, what does that mean to you?
Mm. Meaning that you putting work in to achieve what you desire, what you putting it in for.
Ooh.
That's what it would mean to me if I saw sweat equity, which I see. Meaning that you sweating, you working hard, you grinding, you focus, you putting it all in so you can achieve the desire that you're achieving it for, be it sports, be it academics, be it your family, your relationships. You sweating with it. You're going at it. You know, so that's what it kind of means to me. What does it mean to you?
Oh, it means to me it just means like just like my motto is plan to work, work the plan.
Mm.
So you got to plan to work and work the plan, and sweat equity means that in a nutshell. But it just means like just pursuing it. Don't look at losses as losses. Look at them as lessons. If you want something, target what you want, say what you want, write down what you want, go for what you want. And if you got the sweat equity mentality, you're going for it, and you're not letting nothing stop you. You're not letting nothing stop you because you may be at that pickaxe and you may be picking at something you may quit, and the gems is right on the other side of where you stopped. And it's not because you didn't make it because you wasn't worthy of what it is. It's only because you made it because you made the choice to stop. And if you don't stop, you will get those gems that you want if you keep going forward. And I feel like everybody has something in this world that they supposed to do, and they have a gift to do it. And I feel like you have to work and put in sweat equity to get it.
I like that.
So just to be able to just let you know
Yeah.
that, like that's my feelings for it, and I appreciate you for asking me that
Yeah.
question. So earlier you was telling me about how do you teach your players to value hard work over shortcuts? And after that we got two more to be done.
I think sometimes you don't appreciate hard work until you get some results from it. So I think as a coach, as a parent, teacher, to me, there's like that triangle. They all the same. That you have to stay on your child, you have to stay on your student, you have to stay on your player, to get them to understand that the hard work is going to pay off. Um, and that's your job as a parent, teacher, or coach. Not to worry about how you feel at the moment, but I know if you put this in, then at a certain point, as you said just now, then you're gonna see the reward, reap the rewards, and see the benefits of the work you put in. So you just got to stay on them, and sometimes a young person have their own imagination and vision for themselves, but a lot of times it's going to come through their parents, teacher, or their coach to be able to understand that the hard work they're putting in and need to put in is where they have to be. Because a lot of times they're not going to do it themselves because hard work is hard, So, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. So, what's hmm, what's a drill or a practice habit you swear by to build mental toughness?
Hard work, getting in shape.
No, I'm talking about a drill as far as in your coaching. Oh, just like as far as in, that's what you mean. My
Just
bad.
get, yeah, no, I mean, getting in shape. I think pushing your players team to get in the top condition that they possibly can.
What's that mean? Like they running like a whole. Cause like I remember Dre used to say y'all used to run through Belle Isle. Like y'all used to do the Belle Isle run. So like what? Like what you mean?
Yeah, they like that. You know what I'm saying? Just pushing yourself beyond what you normally think you can do. So we used to be in the Belle Isle was a mile, I think a mile point seven from King High School across the bridge, 5 miles around and back.
Woo.
Uh, we used to push and get it done. But not only was getting in shape, but it was also a great time and great memory. Them guys still talk about today. So
Yeah, I know.
I think again when you try, you can push young people past their own imagination. I keep using that word, but you have to have that pushing them past their own boundaries of what they think they can't do.
Mhm.
Uh, Puts them in a different frame of mind of confidence. And I think once you gain the confidence in yourself that you can do that, which means I can do a lot of other things, then they become better people and better players. So getting in shape, and I think nowadays it's hard to push young people to get in shape because they fight back at it so much. They don't really want to work that hard to get what they think they want, because some of them are satisfied already because I already get what I want, without all that. So, but just getting in shape, I think for me, can't go way back before that, but for me, Will Robinson, who was known as one of the greatest coaches here in the city of Detroit, probably throughout the country and the world, uh, brought that to this city that he made it. He has guys in great shape, so you still got the little bit of traction where if you're gonna play basketball, you got to run cross country or play football. It kind of dwanes some, but I think just getting your team in the greatest shape that you can get them brings on a lot of good things for them and your team, and it cuts out a lot of nonsense too because you got to get your rest, get you something to eat so you can do it again. You know.
You definitely gotta be mentally ready to run all that time without even having a basketball. So
Yeah.
that will definitely bring mental toughness. So what do you think today's game of athletes has it hard? Do you? Oh, I'm sorry, but do you think today's generation of athletes has it harder or easier when it comes to success? I remember you did allude to the fact earlier is that kids got a lot more things to do as far as in more outlets to make money and to be able to have outlets. So I know that's part of the answer. So if you want to answer the same thing, that's cool.
Yeah, I think the doors are open now. I mean, I think there's opportunities out there that weren't there my time or certainly my dad's time. I think there are more opportunities that if you want something, uh, then if you got again the work ethic, uh, the sweat equity, um, then you can achieve it because there are people that are supported, whether it be entrepreneurial opportunities, whether it be to start your own podcast, whether it be become a great athlete, whether it become a good student, whether whatever I want to do, there's opportunities for me to do it now. There's nothing too much that if I really wanted to do it, that I can't do. And nobody's, and I might find me some support to help me do it. So it's just a matter of you really wanting to be a honor roll student to go to U of M for say, or um, or you want to be a great athlete, and I'm gonna put all the time in, whether I can get a trainer or I'm gonna get in the weight room, and it's just too many things to help you nowadays to become whatever you desire to be. So I think the opportunities are great for young people to become whatever they want to be.
Mm.
Um, they just gotta want to do it.
Come on, talk that talk. Okay, okay. So two more. So when your players graduate and move on, what's the number one thing you hope that they carry on with them from your time with from your time with them?
To continue to put one fourth step forward and walk it out. You know what I'm saying? Keep some goals in mind. Keep God in your life. I always tell the guys, if you can't keep it in your pants, make sure you put something on. It's kind of one of my sayings, but I think that I mean it when I say it because it becomes something that can change your life immediately. So I think just the fact of it, just saying keeping God in it, walking it out, keep your goals, staying away. Can't I don't want you, I don't want them to stay away from girls, but I want them to be careful and understand that you have to be sincere, and because it can change your life in a way that you don't want it to. Certainly dope. I mean, just the because that derails your life too. If you start drinking, you start smoking and doing other things, then the quality of life is getting ready to change too. Your goals are getting ready to not maybe happen and so forth. So just trying to walk upright, man. That's it. You
Mm.
know,
Mm.
that's nah.
Sorry about that.
It's
Okay,
all
sorry,
good.
sorry, coach. Okay, okay. So I know you said so if you could leave this audience with one line about success, hard work, or life, or your personal sweat equity motto, what would it be?
I just said it to me. Put God first. I say first, meaning develop a relationship with God. It's ongoing, like any relationship. It's by faith. Meaning that because none of us have seen God, so it's really just a thing that you have to believe that He is who He said He is, or who you've been hopefully been taught. But so to keep God in your life, be true to yourself, meaning don't fake yourself out as you want to be something that you're really not. Like you said earlier, I think He's given us all gifts and talents uh, to become who He designed us to be. You have to search that out and then use it and walk in it. I think sometimes we want to think we see things that we want to be that we really just don't have the talent to be, or the gift to be. So to try to find out who you are, and what gifts you have, and then try to work them out to make a way for yourself to have a quality life. You know what I'm saying? So your gifts will get you there if you use them.
Coach, I want to say thank you again for giving me your time. He's supposed to be at tea time, and then he came and had some time with me. Like I told him before, time is of the essence. Time is one of the most precious things you have here, I believe. And to give me that time, I want to say thank you again.
No, it's been my pleasure, man. I appreciate you doing what you're doing, and hopefully, at some point, what you're doing with the talking to coaches and the people that not only inspires you, inspires them. And I appreciate you coming by and giving me your time too. You know what I'm saying? So it helps me to reflect a little bit on myself, as I'm talking to you and things. So it puts me in an appreciative mode too to be blessed, even for somebody to want to say something to me. So it's all good, bro. Yeah.
Guys, this is Coach Benny White. Coach Benny White.
What's up, everybody?
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
No, all right, bro. What's up?
This is Sweat Equity Stories, and I want to say thank you to Coach Benny White, and I want to say thank you. Period. We're out.